From the great Pacific Northwest to the shadow of Mount Olympus, well met wherever you may be, from the fields of Elysium to the frigid gates of Helheim, I'm Merv Gnomon, and we are Realm Walking. On the program tonight, legendary cryptid hunter Sir Luther Rhys is here to share stories of his many globe-spanning expeditions in his search to uncover the truth about the world of cryptozoology. But first, what they don't want you to know, with special news correspondent Richard Head.
With the popularity of photo apps growing, turning all the completely talentless hacks on your friends list into social media darlings, every startup company is trying to be the next big thing, just in time for summer. But users of the app selfie-centered may be getting more than they bargained for. We spoke with app user CrystalCams99 about her truly chilling account.
I downloaded it to see if I could incorporate it into my business model. There are a lot of cute filters in the screenshots, and I thought it was perfect. I was sure my donor daddies would love the new addition. The first couple of shots I took were really blurry and messed up, and I just thought my phone was dirty, so I cleaned the camera real good. But the next couple of pics came out really cute, and the app did exactly what it was supposed to. But there was this dark shadow behind me in every one of them. I took more shots with different lighting, and the shadow was always there, and that's when I noticed that the shadow person was completely naked. I could see its shadow pipi.
We contacted another user by the name of Tony to see if their experience was the same.
Oh, God, no, I wish. All I've been getting is these weird glowing symbols and things showing up all over the walls of my photos. It's hard to share big-eyed filter pictures of my cat Captain Saucy Pants on Facebook when the walls behind him is bleeding in every picture. I mean, this ain't what I signed up for, y'all. My Facebook group don't appreciate it too much. I've been hearing voices when I try to sleep, and lately my refrigerator's been saying some downright mean things about my mama and them. I don't know what I'm supposed to do, y'all. It's getting...
Tony would not return any of our phone calls. We tried to reach out to the creators of the app for comment, but after looking at the store page for contact information, we forgot where we were. We'll keep you posted on any future developments.
Friends, I don't know about you, but just about every night in my household since the start of this apocalypse, it's been Taco Tuesday. And in this time of homebound survival, do you ever find yourself struggling to fit all of your meat inside that tiny taco shell? Boy, I know I do. That's why my friends, the survival food experts at True Patriot Preventer, have developed the Elastaco, a taco shell proven to handle all of the meat that you can give it, thanks to True Patriot Preventer's new patent-pending transmutive tactical preservation method. Gone are the days of spilled tacos, shattered dreams, and soiled pants. So if you ask me what you should do for your next Taco Tuesday, how about you pick yourself up some Elastaco from True Patriot Preventer? Get prepped before you need to be prepared. With us tonight is Sir Luther Rhys. Mr. Rhys is a former big game hunting guide known for traveling the world over to find and kill any animal larger than a breadbasket. Mr. Rhys came to prominence in the mid-1960s as word spread of the great zeal at which he approached the hunt, sometimes going so far as to leave his client behind or send them home completely to ensure the capture of the target trophy. But one night, Mr. Rhys's worldview was changed forever, when while on a hunt, he encountered a beast that was unknown to himself or any of the local guides in his employ. After that night, he abandoned his life as a big game hunting guide and devoted himself to the field of cryptozoology, vowing to hunt down the mysterious creatures that inhabit the world to prove their existence. Luther, glad to have you on the show. How have you been?
Extraordinary, Merv. Absolutely brilliant I've been, sir. I would like to address one thing before we proceed with this parley, if I may.
Of course.
It is Sir Rhys. I've paid far too much for that title not to have it used. You understand, I would expect, Merv.
You bought your title?
Indeed, Mr. Gnomon, I did buy this title. You see, it was one of the reasons I joined the Excursionist Society. By joining the society, I am able to fund my little jaunts around the globe with little to no worry, and I am also offered the perquisite of celebrating myself with the honorific title of Sir.
Apologies, Your Majesty.
And no, not, you are forgiven.
Sir Luther, if I may call you Sir Luther, can you tell us a bit about what it is that made you leave the safety of your career as a big game hunting guide to become a cryptozoologist?
Yes, of course.
Wonderful.
Surely the year was 1968, and I had been hired by a wealthy American businessman who shall remain nameless to hunt rhinoceros with him in Sumatra.
I'm no expert, but aren't those rhinos endangered?
Oh, hell yes, very much so, but that's not what's important here.
Forgive me, Your Highness. Please continue.
Yes, well, we had been stalking one of these.
The rhino?
Correct. We had been stalking it through the jungles for the better part of a month. I had almost given up hope that we would finally cross paths with it. The jungles of Sumatra are an unforgiving place, positively thick with all manner of deadly creature, waiting to end the life of the unprepared man who dares to venture into its seldom-seen depths.
I see.
We had already lost 3 men to malaria at this point, 4 were unaccounted for. At the time, we wrote that off to tigers. I'm not so sure about that now.
Oh my.
Indeed, after weeks of coming up with nothing, we took to night hunting. I figured if we can't find it in the day, then maybe we could catch the bloody thing while it was asleep and murder it. Then we could leave the blasted jungle and be done with this hunt. But a few hours after sundown, you could hear the screams. It was chilling. But the hunt was on, and those rhinoceros weren't going to kill themselves.
Somebody had to do it.
Exactly. After the first week, we had lost the 4 men. They were gone without a trace. Absolutely nothing left indicating what had happened to them.
Gotta be tigers.
It was the 2nd week of night hunting, though, but I finally had some luck. I had broken off from the main hunting party with Steve.
Wait a second. Who's Steve?
Oh, well, Steve is my man Friday.
So, your manservant.
No, Steve helps me with things.
Like a servant.
No, Steve is a friend who assists me.
Like a servant.
No, damn it, Steve is my equal.
Who happens to do whatever you ask of him.
Yes, fine. Can we just agree that Steve is my companion? It is a very lovely relationship full of mutual respect with no negative connotations whatsoever.
So how long have you known Steve?
Well, at this point, I'd known Steve for a little over a year. I'd found him in the Australian outback while guiding a wallaby hunt for the birthday party of a prominent European politician's 7-year-old granddaughter.
Yeah, 'cause that's normal.
Excuse me?
Tell me more about Steve.
The children had found Steve buried up to his neck in a termite mound. They then spent several minutes throwing rocks at his exposed head and neck before informing me of their discovery.
Why in the world was he in a termite mound?
Well, that is the question, isn't it? When I first saw him in this predicament, I believed it to be a form of aboriginal justice served out as punishment for some unspeakable crime.
You mean it wasn't?
No, indeed not. The man was delirious, driven mad as a bag of cats by the heat of the sun. He had buried himself in the termite mound, so I did the reasonable thing and dug him out and put him in charge of hunting party B.
You put an unknown, deranged man in charge of a hunting party of 6-year-olds.
It was a mixed age group.
And that makes it better?
Oh, you make it sound like a bad thing. We had a successful hunt, saved Steve's life. We made it back to camp only losing 2.5 children, and I gained a lifelong companion in the process. I see this as being a positive, sir.
How do you lose 2.5 children?
Well, you've obviously never been wallaby hunting, sir.
Let's get back to Sumatra. You'd broken off from the group with Steve, and then what?
I decided to hunt separately from the main party. I thought that if it were just Steve and I, we would have a better chance. We could use some of the more advanced techniques we had learned from hunting snow leopard in Nepal.
Well, what kind of techniques exactly?
We'd use Steve as bait.
Why am I not surprised?
It's a very crafty approach. It always works.
Poor Steve.
Oh, he loves it. It's what the man lives for.
I'm sorry, sire, but it seems inhumane to do this to a person.
Well, that's us, Steve.
No, I don't really think that's necessary.
Steve, come here. I need you. Tell the man on the phone you don't mind being used as bait.
Yeah.
No, don't tell me. Tell him. But just take the phone. No, I don't think he does. I don't think so. Yes, I'll have a cup, yes. Thank you, Steve. See, he says he doesn't mind at all.
We'll just take your word on that. Let's get back to the hunt.
Yes, after several hours of waiting, I finally saw a huge shadow moving through the trees. It was absolutely massive.
Well, it had to finally be the rhino, right?
No, it was too large to be a rhinoceros. Judging from the size, I thought it to be an elephant. It was moving from behind where Steve had taken up position, so I motioned for him to stay put. But as the shape drew closer, I could see that it was no elephant.
Well, how so?
Well, it was too large, much larger than an elephant. Its skin was covered in large scales, a dark brown-green color. It had bat-like wings protruding from its back and a long, slender snout, full of teeth the size of the machete I carried upon my side. It had a raised ridge of scales going along its back from the crown of its head to the tip of its massive tail, which had to be more than double the length of its body. The ground shook as it stepped, and smoke trailed from its nostrils as it broke into the clearing with Steve.
My liege, you've just described a dragon.
Yes, Merv, it was a dragon. A worm of old brought to life right before my own eyes in the Sumatran jungles.
And you're sure this is what you saw?
Of course I'm bloody sure that's what I saw, you twit. I was there, Steve was there. Steve! Steve, did you see the dragon in Sumatra? There, see, he saw it too.
That's incredible, Your Eminence. What did you do next?
Oh, well, I got right the hell out of there, didn't I?
You left Steve?
Left Steve? I left the whole damn hunting party. I flew home to England. It was a damn dragon, man. What would you have done?
Well,
Exactly. Everything turned out fine, though. Steve was able to get away undetected and round up most of the hunting party and get them out of the jungle safely. I never bagged the damn rhinoceros, though. I still sit up at night thinking about it.
Well, understandably so, sir. You saw a dragon.
No, not the dragon, the damn rhino. I can't bear the thought that it got away.
It sounds like you're in camp now. Are you currently on an expedition?
As a matter of fact, I am.
What is it you're currently on the hunt for?
It is the most curious creature. You wouldn't believe it, really.
Try me.
The legendary flying spider of Siberia.
Oh, that sounds terrifying.
Totally and completely, sir.
Now, when you say flying spider, do you mean that it makes a web kite and kind of floats in the wind, or do you mean...
Absolutely not. This bastard has wings, Merv.
Wings?
Like a damn bird, my boy.
Oh, Christ. What size spider are we talking here?
It can grow to have a leg span of up to 1 foot. This spider weighs as much as your average house cat, Merv.
Whoo, boy, that's, whoo-wee.
Oh, you all right, son?
Yep, I'm fine. Doing fine.
Excellent. Maybe we should watch the video.
Video?
Yes, I sent a video to your man Toby as a visual aid for tonight's show.
I wasn't informed we had a video. Could you give us a rundown of the clip while I chastise Toby for his insolence?
Gladly, sir. The video you're about to see was given to me by one of my many confidential informants stationed across the globe. The video starts out as a typical Russian news broadcast. Nothing out of the ordinary, state-sponsored news, political posturing, and propaganda as usual. Then suddenly and violently, the newsroom is invaded by a swarm of flying spiders, and the whole scene quickly falls apart into chaos.
Toby, play the video. Добрый вечер. Я не говорю по-русски.
Бежим! 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 Кто это сразу?
Now, I'm not sure if all you out there listening were able to see that, but Toby, play it again. Добрый вечер. Я не говорю по-русски.
Бежим! 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 Кто это сразу?
Good Lord.
Indeed.
This is real?
Completely. It's the only footage of the spiders known to exist.
How did something like this come into your possession?
As I've said, confidential informants, Merv, the Society has many feelers extended into the darkness, and they drag back unfathomable amounts of information.
Yeah. So, how do you plan on capturing one of these, hell beasts?
Capture? Mr. Gnomon, I think you misunderstand my intentions.
Well, how's that?
I intend to kill it.
Oh, thank Jesus.
You see, my department is acquisitions. I never intend to capture any of these creatures I go after. My sole intent is to hunt and kill these abominations. The Society then does with them as they please.
Like research?
I would assume. One can only guess as to what their intentions truly are. I don't ask questions.
Don't you think that they would benefit from having living specimens delivered back to them? Wouldn't that garner more scientific information?
I suppose it could, but they've never specified one way or another.
Interesting. Let's hold him right here, my lord. We're right against the brink.
Of course.
We'll be right back with Sir Luther Rhys and your questions right after this.
Enjoying the show? Give us a rating and review on iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcasts. You can also subscribe to the official Realm Walking YouTube channel and leave us a like and comment on our latest videos.
Hey kids, Easy Eddie here for Easy Eddie Tire and Lube Emporium. Here are two constants in life, soul crushing reality being, and tires. Here at Easy Eddie Tire and Lube Emporium, we can help you out with your existential crisis. We got tires for days. We got the biggest tire inventory in the region here at Easy Eddie's Tire and Lube Emporium. We got so many tires, we're practically giving them away. No, really, we are. You need a new 20-inch tire for your motorized conveyance mechanism? Well, come on down to Easy Eddie's Tire and Lube Emporium. And if you got some really neat skipping rocks or a cat's eye glass marble, then I'll let you have it. You can literally just take it. We need to get rid of some of these tires, folks. They're taking up so much room down here at Easy Eddie's Tire and Lube Emporium that the fire marshal says we're going to have to shut down the whole operation or expand the warehouse. They're just sitting in the cars financially right now. You know what I'm saying? We're hemorrhaging money here at Easy Eddie's Tire and Lube Emporium because we got so damn many of these practically decent quality tires available. So please, for the love of God, come buy my tires. My wife said just leave me if we don't get this mess all sorted out soon. Please, pretty please, come buy some of these tires.
Visit our location in the core of Chickasaw and Vermont. Presented in stunning Technicolor. You're listening to Realm Walking with Merv Gnomon.
We're back with Sir Luther Rhys, and we're ready for your calls. Madcap Line, you're Realm Walking.
Merv.
Not this again.
The bananas.
Yeah, the bananas are green. Get some better material or stop calling the show.
Was there a question? I didn't quite understand what was said.
No, my lord, it's just people with nothing better to do other than call a serious radio program and try to get their nonsense on the air.
Bloody riffraff.
Sound of the 33rd parallel, you're Realm Walking.
Merv, great show tonight. I love hearing Sir Rhys tell his stories. It's like reading an adventure novel.
Except it's all true.
Yes.
Well, of course it is. Sir Rhys, it must have been terrifying to come face to face with that dragon in Sumatra.
Utterly terrifying, sir. There are no words to describe the feeling of looking such an ancient beast in the eye and living to tell the tale.
Simply incredible. I just wanted to ask, did you ever go back and look for that dragon in Sumatra?
I have not, but there isn't a day that goes by that I haven't thought of the worm. But it's a fool's game to seek the dragon, because to seek the dragon is to seek death. The dragon is quite unlike most other wild creatures. It isn't dangerous as you would say a bear is dangerous. The bear will attack when it feels threatened, but the bear may also run away. This is because the bear depends on its most primal basic instincts. But a dragon will attack because it is bored. A dragon has a cunning and duplicitous nature. For example, since Sumatra, I have received several letters annually begging me to return to the jungle. At first, they came in the guise of travel brochures, then as official summons from the Sumatran government. Over the years, they have become less and less creative until about 1980, when I started to receive letters written in a scrawling hand demanding that I come back to Sumatra and deliver my soul unto...
The dragon?
Yes.
Was it the dragon sending the letters?
The whole time it was trying to deceive me into coming back to the island.
Yeah, that sounds pretty dangerous. I don't think bears will stalk you for half a century.
I don't mean to interrupt, but, do you ever plan on going back? Don't you realize what it would mean if you could
Prove the existence of dragons.
I have no plans to go back to Sumatra. There are far more other creatures in the world that need proving.
Fool! There are none more important than I. Bring thee unto me at once, or feel my wrath.
Foul beast, I knew it was you. I'll never set foot back in that jungle as long as I draw breath. I'll see you in hell, worm!
Was that the...
It was.
moving right along. First time caller line, you're realm walking.
Hello, my name is John. I am normal American citizen.
Welcome to the show, John. Do you have a question for Sir Rhys?
Mr. Rhys, where do you get footage of Flying Spider? I would like to know for personal reason. Well, first of all, it's Sir Rhys, and second, I'm really sorry, sir, but I cannot reveal my sources. It's fine, you can tell me. Normal American citizen John. I don't believe I can, sir. There are some unsavory individuals who would like to get their hands on the sources who leak this information, and I will not put their lives in jeopardy.
Sorry, John, but it looks like Sir Rhys isn't going to give up those names anytime soon.
It's okay. We'll find one and look for trash.
North of the 33rd, you're realm walking with Sir Rhys.
Merv, I had to call in and let you know that I'm appalled that you would have this monster on your show.
Sorry, caller, but I think you're confused. Sir Rhys is the monster hunter, not the monster himself. I hope that clears things up for you.
No, Merv. This man is the real monster. For over half a century, he has been a plague to the natural world by hunting and killing innocent animals for profit.
Excuse me, I would like to say that I haven't profited from a hunt in years. I gave up that life in exchange for one of research and servitude for the betterment of mankind, and besides, I made so much money when I was charging for hunts that I don't really have to worry about that anymore.
You just said, and I quote, "I never intend to capture any of these creatures I go after. My sole intent is to hunt and kill these abominations." End quote. You're not interested in research. You're just looking for an excuse to kill these innocent animals because suffering brings you joy.
You're forgetting I said I captured these creatures on behalf of the Society for their research purposes. I'm merely a cog in a machine. And who said these things are innocent? These monstrosities have been haunting the darkest corners of mankind's psyche since the dawn of time, and I think it's time someone do something about that.
All that proves is that these animals have been here from the beginning and deserve to live here more than we do. It's us who have encroached into their territory, and now you're trying to take it by force. This is genocide, and I won't stand for it.
Well, you could sit if you like.
The arrogance. Merv, are you going to do anything about this guy?
Well, look at that. We're out of time. I'd like to thank Sir Luther Rhys for joining us tonight here on the program. Amber, Toby Singer, Chase Salmon, Richard Head, Riley Pitts, Michael Roch, Brandon Duvall, Megan Slayton, and Cedric Purcell. I'm Merv Gnomon. We'll see you on the next program. Until then, trust no one.